Imagine opening a tiny local burger stand and somehow turning it into an absolute behemoth, serving millions of people every single day. I mean, no matter where you travel in the world, you're pretty much guaranteed to spot those iconic golden arches. Welcome to today's Explainer. What we're unpacking right now is actually a pretty wild paradox. The man who made McDonald's into a massive global empire, he didn't even create it. So how on earth did this transformation actually happen?
It really begs the ultimate question. What is McDonald's real secret? Look, we see those arches, and instantly our brains go to burgers and fries. It's automatic. But keep this question in the back of your mind as we go through the explainer today, because here's the crazy part. Their astronomical success actually has very little to do with the food itself. No way, right? Just wait. Section 1, the fast food revolution. So our story kicks off in 1940s California. Richard and Maurice McDonald run this small restaurant, but honestly, they absolutely hated the standard model of those slow, clunky diners and drive-ins. They wanted speed, absolute speed. So what did they do? They completely ripped up the rulebook and redesigned the process from scratch, inventing what they called the speedy service system. First up, they slashed the menu to just strip away all the clutter. Second, they focused purely on the heavy hitters, burgers, fries, and drinks. And third, they prepped these orders faster than anyone had ever seen before. By simplifying what went in, they massively accelerated what came out. This simple three-step framework, it literally became the absolute bedrock of modern fast food. Section 2, Ray Kroc's grand vision. Now, having a slick, efficient burger stand in California is fantastic. But building a global juggernaut, that is a totally different ballgame. If the McDonald brothers were the engineers, Ray Kroc was the empire builder. Picture this. It's 1954, and Kroc, a traveling salesman, notices this single, random California restaurant is ordering a wild number of milkshake machines. Naturally curious, he goes to check it out, and what he sees completely floors him. The place is flawlessly efficient and absolutely packed. Where the founders just saw a great local burger stand, Kroc looked at it and saw a highly scalable system just begging to be unleashed. And just like that, by 1955, the rapid franchise expansion was officially underway. This move by Ray Kroc completely flipped the trajectory of the whole business. By aggressively selling franchises, he unlocked a mind-blowing explosion of growth. Because the system was so flawlessly replicable, they didn't have to sit there and reinvent the wheel for every single new location. I mean, one restaurant quickly became 10, those 10 multiplied into hundreds, and before you knew it, they were in the thousands. McDonald's was scaling at a pace that, honestly, nobody could have even imagined back then. Section 3, the real estate secret. Okay, slow down for a second, because this is the ultimate Trojan horse twist of the whole story. Most people walk into a McDonald's and just assume they're making their billions by selling a massive mountain of cheap food, right? Well, that's the illusion. The reality? They lease real estate. Ray Kroc's financial team cooked up a genuinely genius model. While the individual franchisees dealt with the day-to-day grind of actually making the food, corporate swooped in, bought the physical land, and then leased it right back to those very operators. So they weren't just selling food at all. They were quietly building a sprawling, appreciating property empire, all while the franchisees took on pretty much all the operational risk. It's absolutely brilliant. Section 4, innovating the global brand. Of course, you can't really sustain a giant real estate empire if you don't have customers actually walking through those doors decade after decade. As they expanded, those golden arches essentially became this universal beacon of trust and consistency. But here's the thing, consistency does not mean staying stagnant. McDonald's never stopped evolving. They brought us the drive-thru, they fundamentally changed our morning routines with breakfast menus, and they aggressively pushed into the digital age with mobile apps, delivery, and self-service kiosks. Their strategy was never just to copy trends. They wanted to dictate them. That's how you ensure relentless relevance in a super fast-paced world. Now, don't get me wrong, success wasn't just handed to them on a silver platter. Over the decades, they really had to adapt just to survive. They faced massive criticism, entirely new health-conscious consumer demands, major technological shifts, and just countless new fast food rivals popping up everywhere. Yet, through constant, calculated evolution, they managed to adapt and totally secure their market dominance. Section 5, lessons from an empire. The really cool thing is that these strategies aren't just limited to flipping burgers. The true brilliance of studying all this is seeing how these exact same underlying principles can apply to pretty much any business or project you're working on. Number 1, simplicity wins. Just strip away the noise. Number 2, systems beat hard work. Remember, Ray Kroc built a framework that did the heavy lifting for him. Number 3, consistency absolutely builds trust. Number 4, scale creates wealth. And finally, real estate over products. Or more broadly, finding that hidden leverage point in your own business model is absolutely key. See, most people focus entirely on just selling a product, but McDonald's, they focused on building a scalable system. Fast forward to today, and McDonald's is serving millions of people every single day. But its incredible success wasn't just built on burgers. No way. It was built on vision, super rigorous systems, iconic branding, and honestly, one of the smartest real estate models ever created. So the very next time you see those famous golden arches glowing up in the sky, I want you to remember, you are not looking at a restaurant. You are looking at a carefully engineered business empire. So what system are you building today that could scale your own grand vision tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep building, and I'll catch you on the next one.